Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops.
So there are points of time in the fighter's career that one does not get what he wants, you know. But since you asked, in my heart, I want an opportunity to face Danny Swift Garcia. Look, let me put it this way, right? Guerrero, father-son combination, got rid of him. Kenny Porter, Sean Porter, father-son combination, got rid of him. Okay? If you're a daddy's boy, come see me, boy. All right? Come on, man. Come on, man.
If y'all want to see me whip this guy's ass, make some noise.
And just to challenge myself, man. You know, he demolished Duran. You know, they say that he beat Leonard. You know. But then Leonard came back and beat him, and really Leonard, you know, won the first fight, you know, so I've heard them argue about that in person, you know, but yeah, man, really it just would have been a blessing to be a part of that generation at that time, you know, but I have my own generation, and we're going to do our best to be the man who is and stays at the top.
And I know you alluded to being closer to the end of the beginning, and I know you have a lot of musical skill. Your musical skill set is very high. Do you see that as a future profession for you, composing music?
Not really, man. Only because anything that I've dabbled in, I don't have the same passion that I did with boxing. If anything could match the passion that I have for boxing, then I'd be able to call it another possible career, but for me, music is its own little outlet, and I have other forms of outlets as well. So for me, I'm just kind of a dude that has a lot of hobbies, man.
Okay.
Did Dan walk in? What's up, Chris? Dan here? Yeah. All right.
Just like Winky did, he's going to follow right in Winky's footsteps, and we'll have another unified champion, which is almost unheard of in the same gym.
Particularly undefeated.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What have you seen from him over these past 9 months? Obviously, going into the last fight, he was coming off the accident and all that, but physically, sounds like he's in a really good spot right now.
Oh, he's back for sure. I mean, he's doing all the work. He's doing the road work, all the gym work, all the interviews. He's back. You're going to see a great performance.
Tell us what you expect to see from him when he steps into the ring. I mean, it's not every day you get a battle like this. 2 undefeateds, 2 belts on the line.
First, I think he's going to outbox him because I think Keith is a smarter, superior boxer. He's also stronger. He's got a little bit more power, so I believe he'll stop him or knock him out in the later rounds.
Have you seen anything different in terms of, he was talking a little bit about how about being at the elite status now and kind of a different mindset in some ways. Have you seen that, or does it kind of seem like Keith is still, you know, just being the Keith he's always been growing up?
He's still the same, but he's very excited about this matchup. I mean, he knows he has another champion in front of him, and he knows he has to perform well to establish his legacy.
You've seen how much work he's put in to get to this point, to see it come to fruition the way it has. What has that meant to you? You've seen a lot of guys make that next step, and now this is his time.
Well, the way he works makes my job easy. I mean, he wants to work. He wants to work. He's very creative. He's always doing more things, finding out more ways to train. He's a joy to work with.
I know Danny's a little bit crafty, sometimes a little bit tricky in there. How do you feel that they both match up in the way that Keith can kind of take care of business against him?
With Keith's vast amateur background and professional background, he's not going to present anything that Keith hasn't seen in the past.
Was he completely healthy against Porter? You know, with the wreck, he had the hamstring problems.
These body shots, man. What you gotta understand about a body shot is, body shots, one of the most underrated, one of the best shots you can use in boxing. But only if it's got the right power to it. If somebody taps you to the body, you can be like Pillsbury Dog, like, woohoo, like we care, you know what I mean? But when they hit you to the body, now there's a different sensation, you know, because when they hit you to your dome, you either just know you got caught, or you know you got rocked, or you got stopped and you only find out when you wake up, okay? But see, when they hit you really hard and they put you to sleep to the head, no matter how hard they hit you to the body, it will never render a man unconscious, okay? So what happens is, I mean, you can lift your arms up, we can get somebody with a baseball bat and break a rib, and you're gonna just know you got a broken rib, and you're gonna feel the pain, and you're gonna probably drop a tear or two, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's a baseball bat. But you're not gonna be knocked out, man. A real hard body shot, the pain that a fighter feels is what he has to endure. And you know, they say I can't take a body shot, but I ain't never been down from a body shot. Normally when someone can't take none, you see them down on this blue mat. So, y'all believe what you want to believe. Have your title to your opinions. I'm gonna let you know. It ain't that easy to get me to bow my knee to no man. It ain't easy. And like I said, even if he was to drop me, even if it was, I guarantee that don't mean he's gonna stop me. Okay? Now see, as a world-class fighter, and everything I've been through and everything that I've seen in the world of boxing, a lot of people don't understand how much I'm ready for war. When you're ready for war, you're ready to die. Okay? You're ready to die. So, you know what I'm saying? Kill me if you can kill me. Get me if you can get me. I ain't worried about that. I'm ready for that. I meditate on that. I'm ready to get knocked down. I'm ready to stand back up. I'm ready to keep on fighting. Because a real champion is not about never getting put down, but it's about what you do when you stand up. When you stand up, do you curl up? When you stand up, do you curl up? I don't curl up. I show up. That's what I'm saying, man. When y'all watch Keith Thurman fight, and y'all base everything that you know based on my fights, that's not the whole entirety of me. That's not my whole career. My fight career is not my whole career. I've been hurt many times in this ring right here. This ring right here. I've been hurt many times. And I've endured. Shoot. Winky hit me with a body shot. And Lake Tahoe put me down on the knee. Got up, kept on sparring. Did what we do as fighters. You know? I was bred for this, man. You can call me a pit bull. I was raised in this here cage, man. March 4th is my time to shine.
Unified. Keith Thurman hopes to add a second belt to his expanding collection. gym is something special. Part of that and see that continue on. How much is such a place? Does that kind of have in your heart?
Very great, man. Very great. We started the dream being father and we boxing. Let's see, you know, Dan Birmingham. We started together, you know, and we ended together. That's good.
Come knock on the door, tell them to come outside and play.
Champ, good to see you, man. Thanks so much, man.
Staying truly dedicated to how I treat my body in and outside of the ring. Every fighter after these tremendous fights, every fighter after all these camps, they deserve to practically eat whatever they want, but you have to know when to get back and have a limit, and that's what we in my camp are planning, is to have make weight the way you're supposed to make weight, and then limit how much you go up. So if I pass a certain weight, if I'm 2-3 pounds over the weight that I want to maintain, then that's a significant sign that, hey man, go run 3-4 miles, man. Just do some road work. Doesn't matter if there's a contract out there or not. Just get on the road work, Boxing, when it comes to boxing, boxing is the easy part. I know boxing. I live boxing. I breathe boxing. But as a fighter, you're not just a fighter. You are an athlete. So I'm here in my prime, 28 years old. I look forward to showing the world what kind of athlete Keith One-Time Thurman truly is, or the potential that I have to perform and put on great performances for the fight fans.
Champ, let me ask you real quick. 21 years you've been training and fighting and warring. Fighting in the doghouse here in St. Pete. Let's talk about that for a minute. Training under Dan Birmingham, training your whole life under this camp. We're a couple of weeks away from the fight. This is it. This is the high level Keith Thurman. Talk about where your mind is right now.
Oh man, my mind, like I said, man, my job hasn't changed since I was 7 years old, man. I'm chill, man. This ain't the pressure. There is no pressure. You know what I mean? Win, lose, draw. Once a champ, always a champ. I made my dreams come true, man. I came out from the streets. There was a time where I was happy to have one pair of shoes. Now I can go into the mall and buy any pair of shoes in the mall. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed, fully blessed. I hold gratitude when I reflect on what's going on in my career. And when it comes to St. Pete boxing, man, I'm just truly happy, really happy to keep the legacy of this gym alive. When I was 14 years old, I was in here with Winky Wright, Jeff Left Hook Lacey. They were the champions for me at 14, I'm gonna act like, I'm 14 right now. So when I was 14 in the gym, they were the champions of that time, that day, And then now, the kids that are 14, 15 years old, and when they come in the gym, I'm the champion of today. And I reminded myself that like a few weeks back, we had some gym work here, Saturday sparring. There was a lot of amateurs that came in and worked with some of our other amateurs, and we had some pros, and I got my sparring in and things of that nature. And I just thought to myself, like, man, there was a time where you were happy to place your eyes on a champion, to know that they come from your hometown, to know that what they're doing is what you want to do, is what you strive to do. And now these children are looking at me in that manner, and that's, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, honestly, because anything can happen in life, that I'm able to walk the path that I've chosen for myself and succeed at it.
Champ, holding all of that, and as a fighter you are and a champion you are, you've held all the ground down. Winky Wright's right there, right next to you. What do you want to say to the legend? He passed the torch to you, one of the fighters in all the history of Florida boxing and boxing in general. I mean, what would you say to the champ right now? With everything that he's done to mentor you and watch you grow, pretty much as the champion you are today. What would you say to him?
Oh man, I mean, he knows I got none but love and respect for the dude, man. I mean, he taught me things without even teaching me things. It was every single time he hit me in my face, he taught me something. You know what I'm saying?
I was waiting for that.
I mean, Winky was the first person in the world to ever hit me with a triple jab. I had to like ponder on it for over a week. That like this dude took one hand and slapped you 3 times, and there was nothing you can do about it. You know. And then throughout the many rounds that I got to be in the ring with him, I always noticed how, you know, he was a pro, I was an amateur, but he had this calmness to him that I just didn't understand. Where's this coming from? Why is, like, I knock people out. Why is he so calm? Like, I'm trying to hurt him, but he don't care. It's like he's never phased, you know? It's just, and it was hard to understand what it meant to be a champion until I'm at the place where I am today, which is the 12-round level. I got lots of knockouts on my record, but now I got more fights that have gone the distance. And just understanding that the #1 rule in boxing, something that Winky was a master at, is protect yourself at all times. When you know on a personal level, as a fighter, that you can protect yourself at all times, then they can bring King Kong, they can bring Mike Tyson, they can bring whoever they want to bring. Because you're not going to touch me, you're not going to hurt me, as Ali used to talk about. It doesn't matter how hard he hits, he's not hitting me, you know? So, I mean, you know, Lacey, Winky, Antoine Eccles, Chad Dawson, my boy Andre Berto, you know, there's so much history. The people I fought in the amateurs, the ones I've beaten, the ones that beaten me, you know, just like life, you know, going throughout life, throughout many years, you know, there's things that, you know, I'm not as old as some of you, but I can already tell that 22 and 28 is different. Or if you take a whole decade, 18 to 28 is a difference, right? So, you know, I can only imagine, and you hear the stories of the OGs, and like back in the day, I was quick to do this, boy. Back in the day, I wouldn't hesitate, and I would do X, Y, and Z, you know? But as you get that life experience under you, you learn how to manage yourself better as a person. So for me, it's about how I've learned to manage myself in the ring. 28 years old, but 21 years in the game, you know? To me, I've already made it. I'm already a master of my craft. I'm just enjoying the show as much as you're enjoying the show, and I'm testing myself as an athlete, and it's my honor to step in the ring with these world-class fighters today.
My last question for you, Keith. The thoughts of having the second belt, the WBC green belt on your shoulder next week. What are your thoughts of that?
Well, I mean, it's weird, man. I always wanted the belts, so I look forward to attaining the belts. But ultimately, man, it's just about being a true champion, man. It's about figuring out who the best in the world truly is, you know, and this is what we have to go through. And like I said, the winner separates himself. So what I look forward to the most is by holding up one belt in my left arm and one belt in my right arm. There's not another welterweight today that is doing that. So I set myself apart from my competition, but I still look forward to continuously competing, man. You know, I was raised in the amateurs. You showed up to the tournament, you fought who they pulled out of a hat. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And y'all boys fought. Y'all got it on. You know, so it's interesting moving up in the ranks as a pro. I see it almost in a similar fashion, just at a very much slower pace, you know. But ultimately, man, I want to fight everybody. And I'm ready to figure out, is Keith One-Time Thurman the best fighter in the world today?
Thank you, Keith.
Keith, do you look back at De La Hoya and Sugar Ray and the other guys with an extra respect if they've won more than one belt?
Well, you know, I look back at Oscar and certain fighters of old, and when I look back at them, I just wonder what would it be like if I had a chance to fight. You know, I remember saying to Oscar one time, I forget where we were. I think it was like the StubHub Arena or something, and I let him know I was like, if you were still competing today, I'd be calling you out, you know. And you know, ironically enough, back then Oscar was saying how I'm one of his favorite fighters to watch. You know, he loves my energy, he loves my fight style, and that I'm just ready and willing to go up against them all, man. You know, but nowadays, because I'm in the position that I'm in, for me, it's just about creating my own legacy and just achieving my own goals. You know, that's what got me here in the first place, is that I set a goal to be champion. So ultimately, I just want to be the best champion I can be.
You ever watch the old films and think, how would I really do against Oscar?
Well, I did once upon a time, and nowadays, you know, I choose not to spend my time like that. You know, I got so much going on in the world of boxing that whenever I'm outside of it, I like to just sit back and relax.
If you take care of business in March, what do you want to be next for you? What do you want that next fight, that next step to be?
Well, to be honest, man, I really have no answer. We're so focused on this fight. The next step really could be anything, man. You know, from Porter and then him. Who knows? There might be a filler match and then something great to come. Like I said, I kind of want to stay busy. I want to focus. I have certain goals that I want to achieve physically for myself. So maybe a stay busy fight before another big fight. That could be something that happens. But who knows, man? I'm pretty prideful. I like making these good matches. They get me really geared up. They get me amped up and make me want to train really hard. So we'll just have to see, man. We'll reflect. We'll talk to our manager and everything, and we'll just see what kind of doors open up, because that's what matters most.
Yeah, you like that big show. How much have you enjoyed the spotlight that's come with the CBS, with the Showtime, and these bigger fights?
It's like a double-edged sword, man. You know, there's some pleasure in it, but you know, I enjoy things like this. But outside of it, you know, I try not to practically watch my own interviews. You know, I'm like, you know, I'm almost not a fan of myself, you know what I mean? I'm just me, and I'm blessed that there's people who want to get to know me. I'm blessed that there's people that want to watch me. I'm blessed that I inspire the youth, you know, and things of that nature. So like I said, man, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to strive to be the best champion I can be. We're not going to be here forever, you know, and that's another thing that I keep telling myself, even though I'm still very young, you know. It took 21 years to get here, but I do not have 21 years to go. So, in my closer than later is almost retirement. You know what I mean? So that's why I just really look forward to putting on these tremendous performances, and while I'm in my prime, just being the best athlete I can be.
And you always look out for your fans, you're always out for them. What kind of show do you want to put on for them coming up here?
Well, I just want to put on a better performance than I did against Porter, and that was nominated Fight of the Year. It was Showtime's Fight of the Year. So at the end of the day, I just want to do some things different. I always gear my training camp based upon my opponent. So we have some nuances that you should end up seeing on March 4th and be like, okay, Keith wanted to show us a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I am trying to bring something new to the table. One thing that won't change is my power. My power will always be there with me in the fight.
How about legacy? Do you ever think about how a 6-year-old boy out there now is going to look at you, and is unification a big step in that? I
mean, what I had to remind myself after just a few fights on HBO and then Showtime and then, you know, doing all the PBC premieres and now fighting these big fights on CBS, I just have to remind myself that more people than you can fathom are paying attention to you. You know, that what's going on in the world of boxing today and is, you don't understand the ripple effect that you have in this sport. You know, one reason because I try to stay so humble, and maybe at times I can be a little narrow-minded. But I know a certain family who had a young boy, and I fought in New York. I believe it was my first fight in the Barclay Arena. It was the first fight I had that went all 12 rounds against Zavit, right? So it was after witnessing that fight that boy wanted to sign up and become a boxer. Not only did he start training in boxing, but his lifestyle, his parents were worried about him because of the city of New York, some of the friends that he had. And eventually, a few years later, because through messaging people on Facebooks and things of that nature, I know that the family has thanked me for inspiring their son. And not only did he change his life around, but he was able to graduate high school, and that was another thing that they were a little worried about. So, you know, like I said, man, I'm just blessed to be in the position that I'm in today. My boy Wink, I was looking up to him. I remember some of these banners behind me, you know, when he fought Mosley, and I knew, we all knew here in St. Pete Boxing that he was going to beat Mosley, you know, but to witness that and for him to showcase the skills that he had as a fighter at that time, man, I mean, you know, that's all that I look forward to is demonstrating my skills, my talent, and what I have to offer 147 and the world of boxing.
I had a question in regards to the throwback fighters. If you could choose between one of the three, who would you choose and why? Charlie Burley is another Pennsylvania native.